Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice Dhananjay Chandrachud, Madam Kalpana ji and the family members present here, Honorable Justice M.M. Sundaresh, Honorable Justice Narasimha, the Chief Justice of Delhi High Court, Honorable Justice S.C. Sharma, former Chief Justice of Delhi High Court and Chairman Armed Forces Tribunal, Justice Rajendra Menon, Manan Mishra ji, and his office bearers of the Bar Council of India, the representatives of different bar councils from states, ladies and gentlemen. Today is one occasion where we all have gathered, not only to felicitate but to listen to Justice Chandrachud. I will find better occasion to speak, and I will also find out more appropriate forum to speak out my mind. But today, the dynamic and very infectious personality of Justice Chandrachud should do the talking. And we have heard some of the very appropriate remarks about Justice Chandrachud. In fact, I am least qualified to speak about him because I have come to know about him at a very, very late stage when he was already a judge in the Supreme Court and also when he had become a senior judge. Of course, every judge in Supreme Court is equal to each other, but there is a person who heads the bench. So I've heard about his ideas, his thought in some occasion. But when I took over the position as Minister for Law and Justice, I tried to learn more about him. I had a very wonderful occasions to share many things, but what I found is he has a very unique character and personality which defines a person's overall personality in a very simple manner. He's not a complicated man. Very simple, and the way he thinks and the way he approaches are so much at ease for him and for everyone. I find so much comfort in talking to him before he assumed as the Chief Justice of our country. And now also, I really look forward to work very closely with him to ensure that the Indian judiciary will stand where it is expected to. There are many issues, some of the issues raised by Manan Mishra ji. There are certain observations also made. I certainly have certain views, and I have taken note of those issues very closely. But if I respond to some of the points, it may take longer time. We are already past 7 o'clock, and we have to listen to the man, as our Attorney General had mentioned. It's a coronation of Justice Chandrachud, so we will listen to him. Before that, I just make a quick remark on 2-3 issues. What I have seen in recent time is the issues are becoming louder. Nobody is wrong, and especially everybody is right in their own position. But somebody is right if it runs into conflict with the other person's right. then there may be a situation of some kind of confrontation. There are norms which are being practiced for a long time and very well established conventions. And I am not a person who will talk about sudden change or sudden transformation. But as a law minister, if I don't speak out, I don't think changes can be brought in. And if I try to disrespect the institutions, then I don't think that is the right way of changing things in a positive manner. So everything will go with time. But when I saw the lawyers go for protest, I heard some informations that some lawyers are going for strike on some issues. And I could see in the days to come, these are some of the things which we may see more frequently. And we have to think and we have to decide whether this will be good for the institution or not. Everybody talks about strengthening the institution. If we don't respect the institution, it will amount to disrespecting yourself. So when there are things which are becoming too loud in terms of putting forward your demands, then it has a risk of taking a different turn. Sometimes I also feel I speak out certain things just out of my mind, but the response comes in a way which is not appropriate of what I expected. Or maybe I fail to convey what should be conveyed. But you can't just go on explaining the things. Sometimes some of the high courts have its own unique problems. And then there are issues and which is not easy for anybody to just go and understand. You have to be there, you have to be with them and go through the whole emotional question is there. It's not easy to understand any issue just like that. But when there are issues, yesterday I heard that some lawyers, they want to meet Chief Justice of India for a transfer case. Now, the issue may be, if you look from isolation, it may be one of the issues. But if this becomes a recurring instances for every decision taken by the collegium or which is being supported by the government, then where will it lead to? Then the whole dimension will change. Everywhere, it's not about judiciary alone. The changes are so fast in today's world that it's very difficult to catch up with the changes. So it's a kind of a rush with the time. So that is why when I took over as the Minister for Law and Justice, I had certain experience in the beginning. And now as the time goes by, I'm getting more kind of a change in dynamism in such a short span of time, 1.5 years. Maybe those days it takes decades to change, but now it takes months to change, and change in perception as well as situation also. That is why we really need to work together. Now, Bar Council of India is a very important institution. I have stated in the past also, if we have to ensure that Indian judiciary remains very robust, then not only the courts, not only the judges, but the Bar Council of India and all the bar councils are to be strengthened. Because if individual starts asserting their opinion much more than the institution, then there is a danger. What I see is some of the views by individual lawyers takes prominence and it takes precedence over the opinion of the Bar Council of India. The stand on issues may have different kind of responses from individuals, But what should matter is the opinion of the institution. If we have to ensure that the judiciary is respected, the independence of judiciary is to be maintained, it is not only the conduct of the judges, but the conduct of the lawyers are also equally necessary and critical. So there is always this talk about bar and bench. Definitely, two sides of the same coin. So it has to be always together. I have been meeting many lawyers, bar associations, bar councils. I learn a lot. In a similar manner, I talk to the judges and I learn a lot from them also. Sometimes I feel that it's good for me or maybe good for the country that the law minister doesn't know law much. If I am part of the so-called lawyers community, then my outlook and my observation will be typical of a lawyer. If I say something which I definitely vouch for, and I stand for it, if I say something, that is the reflection of the common people of the country. Because I am not from the fraternity. So my observation are simply pick up the points and opinions from the masses, and I put it in a very simplest possible manner. So that is how I am, and I'll continue to be that. Many people think that I'm too young. Maybe I look young. So I tell people that if you know about my political journey, then you will have a second opinion. I have already fought 7 elections. So somebody who has fought 7 elections definitely is not very young. So, but they look at my date of birth, and I don't want to give any clarification about my date of birth. So let it be what is there in the records. I will not challenge the dates which are mentioned in the records, but certainly I feel that when somebody calls me a young-looking law minister, naturally, who doesn't want to be called young? But the greatest happiness what I received in the recent time is even the Chief Justice of India is looking very young. So that really compliments. And as a person from the administration, I definitely look forward to work with the Honorable Chief Justice, because Chief Justice of India is not only a judge, but he is the head of Judiciary. He is the administrative head of Indian Judiciary and the Supreme Court. So beyond the judicial work, we have many things to work together. And definitely I have seen if there is a proper coordination, cooperation, and working relationship, things work like magic. I hope in the days to come, in a long tenure of Honorable Chief Justice Chandrachud Sahab, we will definitely achieve many, many milestones for Indian judiciary, for our country. And my best wishes to the Honorable Chief Justice for a very fruitful tenure. And his family members are here. All my prayers for your good health, for your better family life, and also for your better service to the nation. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.